So screaming is acceptable until you're verbal. And then you just know better automatically. Let's talk about the actual science though. A child's prefrontal cortex is the part of their brain that controls their impulses and emotions and allows them to make decisions calmly. That doesn't even start to develop until a child is between the ages of 4 and 6. And it isn't fully developed until they're in their mid-20s, but yet we still have a lot of parents thinking just like this. Which is another one of the main reasons why I am trying to create an army of cycle breakers. The cycle is broken. This type of thinking is broken. The ability to talk is not the ability to control impulses or emotions or make decisions calmly. And by drawing the line, as you say, you are inadvertently shutting down a child's feelings and needs and telling them that you don't care. I don't think that that's the message you actually want to send, but it is the message that their brain is receiving. So if you want to break the cycle and you want to raise respectful children, they will learn that best by seeing you model it to them rather than demanding it from them.
Dealing with aggression between siblings is really difficult, so here's what has worked for us. Ideally, you would want to figure out what triggers your child and intervene before anything happens. As an example, my 3-year-old gets triggered when he is working on something and Jonah moves into his space. So I've given him words to communicate to me that he is getting upset and he needs help. I've also taught him to give Jonah a different toy when he's working on something and he doesn't want his help. But of course, you cannot predict or prevent everything, so here's what to do when your child does hit. Out of everything I've tried, I found it most helpful to just focus on the child that's been hurt. If Carter hit Jonah, I would pick up Jonah and I would say, "Oh, Carter hit you. That was not nice. You must be so sad." I focus all of my attention on the child that's hurt and not the child that hit. After a few minutes of that, I ask the child that hit the other child to help figure out a way to make things right. They might get an ice pack. They might say sorry. They might give him a hug. Whatever he feels is acceptable is fine by me. I hope this helps.
You are not your spouse's super nanny. I know that you want to jump in because that's not quite how you do co-regulation. That's not quite how you handle the tantrum so the tantrum doesn't get worse. However, if your husband or wife or spouse is doing the best they can with the knowledge and resources they have, and they're not abusing your kids, let them parent.
Now, if I walk in and I whoop him, I'm wrong.
Yes, you'd be wrong. Let's talk about why you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong because this is a child that does not know that spraying water in a kitchen can have disastrous effects. They're focused on, wow, this apparatus is shooting out water. This is really cool. I've never seen anything like that before. I want to know more about it. So instead of getting mad at this child and spanking this child, what if we focused instead on teaching this child what this tool does, how we use it appropriately, and what can happen if it sprays all over the floor and makes the hardwood get messed up? We have to think before we react.
Want to know some of the crazy things I do as a mum with a PhD in child development? Part 3. I don't worry about how much she's eating. I don't panic that she hasn't eaten enough today, therefore she's starving and she's going to wake up a million times in the night. Because science kind of proves that kids don't really do that. They don't wake up if they're hungry, unless they're starving, obviously. And if they do wake up in the middle of the night hungry, is that so weird? Do you sometimes wake up in the middle of the night hungry? Probably. What I prefer to do is make sure that she listens to her body. If in that moment when I'm serving her food, she's not hungry, that's okay. And if maybe 20 minutes later she's hungry then, that's okay too, I'll feed her food then. Think about how you feel when you're hungry and when you want food. Your child is exactly the same, but without the same kind of self-control mechanisms. And without the ability to actually go and get themselves a snack. So, if you want my advice, stop stressing about what your child's eating and when, and just let them tell you.
Riddle me this. Why is it that as we're raising our children, we want them to grow up to be independent, strong-willed, and assertive? Yet when they are children, we don't want them to do any of those three. We expect them to be passive, flexible, and blindly obedient. Fear-based parenting leads to compliance. Respect teaches respect.
Before Montessori, I would have looked at my daughter doing this and thought, my goodness, she's making a mess again. But now I take a step back and try to figure out, what is she trying to do? You see, I left this laundry basket by the staircase and ran into the kitchen, only to find her pulling it into the family room and dumping everything on the floor. And when I stepped back, I realized that's because this is exactly where I bring the hamper of clothes to dump on the floor and sort into different piles. And slowly but surely, you can see her forming little piles of clothes and now putting them back into the hamper, because that's the next step we do before we bring it into the laundry room. Kids aren't naturally mischievous and trying to cause trouble. They're observant, they're curious, and they're trying to mimic everything that we do. So the next time you see your little one trying to do something that might seem like they're just causing trouble or making a mess, take a step back and see what actions or behaviors you do that they might be trying to copy.
Do you want to know what your kids think about you at a deeper level? I helped my 5-year-old twins to fill out these fun facts about Mom's sheet, and I learned a lot about their love language, the secondary love language, about the things that they hope but they haven't gotten from me yet. I love it when my mom gives hugs and kisses, obviously physical touch. Santiago, I love it when my mom plays and jumps, quality time all day. I wish my mom went swimming with me. That was Santiago. I wish my mom did preschool with me. When I see one of my twins hitting the other, I go to the hurt one first. I model empathy, responsiveness, I ask him if he's okay. I invite brother to do the same. I do more like that than forcing apologies.
Mommy needs you to sit your butt on the chair. Thank you. You're not supposed to have a battery or a screwdriver. You can get hurt.
Your children don't say, I had a hard day, can we talk? They communicate it through behavior. Aggression, defiance, clinginess, whining. Every behavior is the communication of a need. You are your child's need detector. And that's parenting with understanding.
Why are you guys so mad about me saying you should knock on your kid's bedroom door? I keep getting these comments on a video I made about knocking on my kid's bedroom door, about how it's their house and they don't have to allow that. Obviously, this is my house and I could walk into her bedroom if I wanted to. But I don't, because I believe she's entitled to privacy. At what point do your kids become humans to you? Like human beings that deserve respect? At what age does that happen, or does it not?